Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Farron. It is an imposing fortress kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day, imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel. He has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
Hello there, this is our first episode of our Thief playthrough for Baldur's Gate, where we will be playing as Basil Redjoy, a true neutral human thief with high charisma, constitution, dexterity, and strength. Basil's goal in this playthrough is to earn as much XP by himself in order to have a party that's level 5 or 6 by the time we hit the Nashkel Mines and beyond. Basil is going to start by doing the chores around Candlekeep, such as getting the lost book for Flydia, finding an antidote for the cow, and chatting with others who need stuff done around Candlekeep. In addition, Basil is going to go around and pick a ton of different locks all around Candlekeep, and by the end, Basil should have about 400 or so XP. Basil, like other thieves, is going to earn levels faster than fighters do, getting to level 2 at 1,250 XP and not 2,000 XP like the fighter. Thieves also earn XP by unlocking items such as chests and doors, and from disarming traps. We'll also get a little bit of experience after killing enemies like Carbos, who immediately tries to kill us first. At places like Candlekeep, where security is pretty high, guards don't mind if Basil unlocks items, but they do get pissed if they start stealing stuff in front of others. This is good to know, because then we can try to earn some XP without getting into trouble.
Something on your mind?
Once Basil gets to about 32,000 XP, then we're going to consider grabbing some teammates to do the main story of the game. We'll eventually go into the warehouse to train with other party members, but first we're going to do some additional chores on the eastern side of Candlekeep. We're going to return Hull's longsword. We're also going to bring the antidote to Dreppen so we can feed it to Nessa. And then after that we'll go ahead and kill the rats in Revor's warehouse. We're going to skip Jondalar. We don't really need to talk with him. One thing about thieves in combat is they are, well, they're not nearly as good as fighters are, right? Fighters are the creme de la creme of combat classes, and thieves, they can do damage, but they don't do damage in a straight up one-on-one fight. The way they do it is you'll do things like backstabs by cloaking in shadows or using invisibility potions and then hiding, and then doing sneak attacks or backstabs for multipliers, combat multipliers, right, or damage multipliers. In addition, They do a lot of setting traps, and then they will also keep their distance, right? Using usually short bows or light crossbows to keep their distance. So we just killed the rats, and we are now going to head back down south to get a little bit of training with how to use a party. When we go into the warehouse, we're going to get a party of 6 consisting of all sorts of different classes. And we're going to also have the opportunity to train against some illusionary creatures. Now, the downside is we don't get any experience from this, but on the plus side, they can't hurt us. So we're relatively safe. We're going to use different little abilities and spells here and there to buff our party. And I'm also going to get a little bit of healing as needed. The items in this room will disappear if you try to leave the room with them, so don't do that. So we can always keep on summoning more monsters, but at this point we're going to do something else in order to get a little bit of experience from this room. Basil's going to spend a good part of the early game by himself. We'll show this as he reforms the party to force everyone out of the warehouse so that he can get the full 20 XP from unlocking the items that are in the warehouse. As I think I've mentioned, there are 2 chests in here that we can unlock, that we could talk to Ob and have him teleport us outside. And afterwards we'll immediately chat with the gate warden. Basil will basically be done with any combat training that he would get here. But we're still gonna have to get a little bit of combat in because Shank wants to have a word with us. And Basil's not going to put up with that. He doesn't recognize him, so he's going to hit him with a stick. Only because Shank was going to stab him first, okay? Let's not be too extreme. We're going to unlock a chest here, but again, we're not going to check it because then the guards will be here and they'll be pissed with us. We'll grab all the items in here, and then we'll head on out. Parda will ask if we're okay. We'll tell him it was the cats. Always blame the cats.
Sure.
Now let's head to the Candlekeep Inn. Basil is also aiming to earn as much cash at the beginning of the game as possible, since the last time we had a lot of issues with money throughout the game. So yes, he's gonna break into places and he's gonna take some cash here or there, but he'll also do little tricks to earn gold throughout the game. Some of these tricks include things like picking pockets, or finding hidden caches, or unlocking chests that are out of the way of the main story. And then some of them are more developer tricks, and we'll explore a whole bunch of these throughout the game. For now, Basil's going to go upstairs, and he's going to unlock these chests up here, grab some nice items and some XP. Basil's also going to get the potion that will prevent fear and charm, and he's actually going to use it at the right time, unlike what poor Etienne did, and using it at completely the wrong time. We're also going to unlock the chest here in order to get a star sapphire that'll net us about 1,200 gold, so that'll be pretty nice too. Then we'll head back downstairs and get some equipment. For items, Basil's going to be using short bows and short swords at first. We'll get other items later on. He's also going to get some armor to protect him, but he can't wear helmets, so we're going to have to be very careful in combat to avoid critical hits. Another little trick involves fire bead at the Candlekeep Inn. He gives Basil the task to get the Identify scroll from Tethtrol, but Basil engages in conversation with fire bead exactly 30 times, and then the game will randomly give us 300 gold. Basil's going to have enough gold to get some pretty good items, and we'll make sure to keep doing errands around Candlekeep. Basil is going to get some pretty good rewards throughout the game when he completes certain quests because he's so damn charming. Well, sort of. He earns extra nice rewards from certain quest givers, such as getting extra gold or getting magical items. With that, Basil is going to chat with Emwyn, telling her that he's leaving and that she shouldn't slack off on her chores. Basil's also going to tell Emwyn to mind her own business when she starts to pry about letters seen on Gorian's desk. None of this really has a big impact on how she sees us as a big brother, but Basil's conversation is going to be kind of cosmetic at this point. Tethtoril chats with Basil one more time, and then Basil goes to meet with Gorian to leave Candlekeep.
Oh, my child, I am glad I have found you. Listen carefully. If we ever become separated, it is imperative that you make your way to the Friendly Arm Inn. There you will meet Khalid and Jahira. They have long been my friends, and you can trust them. Let's hurry, child. The night can only get worse, so we must find shelter soon. Don't worry. I will explain everything as soon as there is time. Wait, there is something wrong. We are in an ambush. Prepare yourself.
You're perceptive for an old man. You know why I'm here. Hand over your ward and no one will be hurt. If you resist, it shall be a waste of your life.
You're a fool if you believe I would trust your benevolence. Step aside and you and your lackeys will be unhurt.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, old man. The dawn is especially cruel this morning. You awake with the realization that you have not been living some horrible dream. Ambushed, you saw Gorian cut down before your eyes, and even his powerful magic could not stop the onslaught. It was his wish that you flee, but that does not remove the feeling of helplessness that now overwhelms you. Hand over your ward, the armored fiend had said. He was after you and you alone, but why? If only Gorian had given some clue. But now you are alone and lost. Candlekeep is near, but you will find no quarter there. The readers pay for their serenity with rather draconian entry rules, and without Gorian's influence, their doors will remain closed. You will not last long on your own with your meager equipment. Perhaps you can get some help from the friends Gorian mentioned, the ones at the Friendly Arm.
So immediately, we're going to move out of the way of Emwyn. We're going to head down the road, actually to break our rule and eventually pick up Zaramontaron for some early game experience opportunities. When I continue these episodes, we're going to call it a day today. When I continue these episodes, we're going to end up making them more episodic to show how Basil becomes the best thief ever. But in the meantime, that's it for today. Until then, take care and good luck. We're all counting on you.